Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be covering the top 4 reasons to become a freelancer and to land freelance jobs. Now, a lot of the information I'm going to be going over is posted on the new blog on the zerotomastery.io website. You can check that out. Link is in the description for more detail on everything that we are going to be going over today. However, let me let you know exactly what I'm going to be getting into and summarizing for you in an easy to watch viewing format. So stay tuned for the entire video because you're going to learn a lot of different things, including the perks of freelancing in 2021 and beyond, whether freelancing is right for you, how to start your new side hustle or career quickly, as well as how to get into the most profitable freelance niches that are out there right now. So let's get right into the first reason to become a freelancer. And this one is one of the most important reasons, but it's because freelancing is the future. Now, freelancing is the future of work, and this is in 2021 and beyond. So we're not just talking about the future within the next couple months, but we're looking at where the entire global workforce is going, how companies are hiring workers, and how they're starting to get more lenient with hiring remote workers and also hiring freelancers. Now, a freelancer is basically someone who is their own boss. There's someone that works with multiple different companies or clients, and you don't just have one set job and one set schedule. However, that also means that you need to manage your own time, and you need to be responsible, and you need to make sure that you do the things you need to do to further along your freelancing career. Now, the reason freelancing is the future of work and more people are really starting to embrace it is because time is money, and you really should be able to control how much of both that you have. And the only way to do that is to start to create freedom in your life. Now, a lot of people might say, oh, well, being a freelancer, you're not free because you have a bunch of different clients that you have to answer to. However, you actually are free because now you're the one in control of your day-to-day schedule. You don't have someone above you telling you when you can take time off, when you have to do this, when you can do this, etc. A certain dress code, all of that is kind of out the window. And on top of that, you are the one who gets to decide who you want to work with as a freelancer. So this all helps you in multiple different ways, and there's multiple different perks of becoming a freelancer. So let's get into some of them. The first is there's less time and less money spent traveling to and from work. Now, this is one of the biggest things that you probably realized if you've been working from home or remotely during the last year and a half. What it does is it allows you to really optimize your daily schedule. So instead of spending 1, 2, 3 hours in rush hour traffic and wasting that portion of your day, that time can be reinvested into something else. So whether that's spending time with family and friends, or whether that's just getting some more sleep, all of that is up to you when you're able to save that time every single day. Now, like we just said, you also get more time to spend with loved ones and on your personal interests. So now you can take that and multiply that by how many days that you go to work. So let's say you sit in traffic for an hour a day, half hour there and back. That's actually on the low end, but let's just say that's 5 hours a week, right? And then you look at, most months have 4 weeks in them, working weeks. So let's say that's right about 20, 21 hours a month. That is a massive amount of time you can use to pretty much do anything you want, especially if you have certain hobbies or you just want to enjoy your life, especially when you are starting to make money as a freelancer. Now you have that extra time to put into what you actually love doing. So it's not only something about your career that it helps, but it's also the other side of the token, your personal life, can also benefit. And it's also much easier to schedule appointments and things like that. And you also don't have as much pressure on yourself to show up to an office every single day, to follow a certain dress code and all of that. So a lot of people are finding that not only is it the future of work, but there's also a lot of benefits that are helping push more and more people into the direction of freelancing. And that's why there's huge chunks of the workforce. They're realizing that being tethered to just one single 9-to-5, one flow of income isn't what they want anymore. And a lot of people are reevaluating where they want their future to go. And more people, especially millennials and Gen Z, they want more control. They don't want to have to work just for one employer, like we said. So that is one of the very important things to understand about being a freelancer, is that you can and you should be in control of your time and where your time goes and where your money goes. And it's an extremely low barrier to entry to become a freelancer. We're going to get into that a little bit more, but just understand that the way that the world works and different industries, they are shifting to accommodate freelancers. So as you start to look at the future of work, know that if you put yourself where the future is going, you can get ahead of the curve, get a head start on a lot of people, and start to build your own freelance business if you decide that this is right for you. Next, let's get into the second reason to become a freelancer, and that is because all of the additional perks that being a freelancer provides. Now, you might be asking yourself, should I join the side hustle nation? Everyone's talking about starting a side hustle. Do I even want to make the leap and maybe become a full-time freelancer, leave my current job? Or maybe you're unemployed and you're just looking for that next stream of income that you need to use to pay your bills. Well, freelancing comes with many perks, and the perks of freelancing can really be summed up as more freedom. But more freedom means different things to different people. So freedom to you and freedom to me may look very different. However, understanding that freelancing opens up your possibilities, that is where the freedom lies, because then you get to choose what you want to do with that extra time. And some of those things are also not related to time, but they're also related to money. So being able to make more money on your own terms. And once you start to have some success as a freelancer, that's when it opens up the doors to you landing multiple streams of income. And that's when you really start making much more money than ever before. And there are thousands of freelancers that are making 6 figures a year and even more because of them setting up their freelance business as a business. It's not just them freelancing and figuring something out in between jobs, but they're setting it up as a business. And what this also does is it allows you to travel more. You can also adjust your sleep schedule. So let's say you like sleeping in late, you can start your work a little bit later in the day. You don't have to clock in at 8 a.m., anything like that. Or let's say you're an early riser, you can wake up early anytime you want, get your work done, and then have the whole rest of your day to do what you want. So all of these different perks of being a freelancer kind of compile onto the first reason, which is freelancing is the future of work. So not only is it the future of work, but it's also something that workers are starting to take their power back, and they're realizing how much better of a lifestyle they can live when they're freelancing as opposed to being tied to a single job. And it's also a way for people to future-proof your career. Like we said, if you're looking where the future is going, where the industry is going, you don't want to be where the industry was 5 years ago. You don't want to be doing those jobs that are going to be taken over by robots or whatever that is. You want to look at the future. And once you start to do that, you can have so much more stability and comfort knowing that what you're doing isn't going to go anywhere. It's just going to keep increasing. And freelancing is a massive industry, and it's just projected to keep on growing. In addition, you're able to work smarter, not harder. This one is one of the top reasons to become a freelancer. You don't have to be paid for your time. Now, don't get me wrong, when you're first starting out, a lot of freelancers do charge by the hour, but once you start to get more experience, you build up a portfolio, things like that, you can start to get paid for the value that you provide. You can charge clients anywhere from $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month for your services. Let's say you're managing their campaigns, or you're running their email marketing, or you're managing their social media accounts. Instead of billing them for every single hour, you can start to charge a flat fee, and that's when you really can start to get the benefit of recurring income. Now, this is the holy grail, because as we know, cash flow is king. Now, cash is not king. If you just have cash and you leave it there, you come back in 5 years, guess what? It's going to be worth less. But if you have cash flow, multiple clients paying you every single month, that's when the true freedom comes in, and that's where you're able to really level up your income. So being a freelancer is something that you do want to plan for. Now, I do want to make this a note that you don't want to just jump into freelancing full time if you don't have any experience yet. And the beauty of freelancing is all of the flexibility that it provides. So you don't have to just start and become a full-time freelancer overnight. You can start to pick up some projects on the weekends, start to learn some skills, slowly build up a couple clients, and then from there, when you're ready, you can take the leap if you want to, but you're never forced to do that. So that is something I did on my own journey. I didn't just wake up one day and just became a freelancer, but it was something I started to work towards. I sharpened my skill set. I learned different things. I saw where the industry was going, and then I was comfortable enough, and I put myself in a position where I could step away from a nice paying 9-to-5 job to become my own boss. And that is one of the biggest liberating things I've ever done. And anyone who's kind of on the fence and thinking of freelancing is right for them, I highly encourage you to really think about it, because in life, usually people regret the things that they didn't do, those shots that they didn't take, because it always runs in their head. What if I tried this? What if I did that? A lot of times in life, you don't regret what you did because it's usually a learning experience. So even if you do try to start a business and it doesn't go your way, you didn't really miss out on much, because guess what? You gave it a shot and now you know, okay, this wasn't right for me. But let's look at the other end of the token. You do give it a shot and it ends up changing your whole life, just like it did for me. That's when you really start to realize, okay, well, I'm so glad I took that step, I took that risk, that leap, and it's paying dividends. Next, let's get into the third reason to become a freelancer, and that is because there's no credentials required. Now, it's about your skill set, not your credentials. So a lot of times people think that they need to have a college degree, they need to have all of this past experience working in a 9-to-5 or working in a specific industry to land freelance clients. And the truth is, you don't need that. Of course, that stuff is gonna help. I'm not saying that having degrees and certifications isn't gonna help you, but that should not be your barrier to entry. All you have to do is start to learn an in-demand skill and get a little bit of experience so you can use that to build a small portfolio for yourself. And then from there, you can start to get what I like to call a trial client. Now, a trial client is someone you work with that you're not looking for an entire position with. It's more of a short-term project, and you're doing it to get your feet wet, to get some hands-on experience in whatever skill set it is that you've learned. And from there, that's where it starts to compound, and it's the snowball effect. You get that one project, you can add that to your portfolio, then you use that to get another client that's a little bit bigger, then you start to build your case studies up, and before you know it, you have a little business already built. So you don't need to have specific credentials, but what you do want to do is focus on two different things. The first is gaining proficiency in a skill that companies are looking for right now. So make sure that this is something that is in demand, and it may be something that you already have within you, a skill set you already have, but you don't really realize it yet. So let's say you're really good at writing and you enjoy English class back when you were in school. Well, guess what? That skill set could easily translate into a copywriting career. And that copywriting career can pay you thousands of dollars a month with a skill set you already have, but you just didn't realize that companies are looking for that. Now, once you have that proficiency in the skill, then what you want to do is start to create your portfolio. And that portfolio shows high-paying clients that you are capable of producing the high-quality work that they deserve. So it may sound easy, right? You just get a skill set and then you build a portfolio. Well, nothing in life is easy that is worth doing. Everything is going to take some effort, some practice, some failing, and learning. However, with the right mindset and the right guidance and the right mentality, you can keep moving forward and you can learn these in-demand skill sets. And the fourth reason to become a freelancer is because you can learn everything you need to start making money online all in one place. And that's the beauty of the time we're living in. We are in the information age. Anything you want is accessible as long as you have an internet connection. And that's what I did on my journey. I didn't know all of these skills. I didn't know digital marketing until I started to educate myself. I watched YouTube videos, and then I graduated to some online courses, and then from there started to get hands-on experience. But the beauty of today's world is all you need to do is find a skill set that's in demand. I have a bunch of videos that highlight different freelance skill sets and side hustles that are in demand, so you can check those out on my channel. But even if you don't do that right now, just realize that what you want to do in life is up to you. You can learn anything you want, and if you put your mind to it, all of the information is there. Now, it wasn't like this 100 years ago. You didn't just have the ability to pull out a supercomputer, aka your phone that's in your pocket, look up an answer to anything you want, watch free educational videos, and then if you want to actually invest in yourself, spend some money on some affordable online courses to expand your skill set. So you don't need to go to college for this. You don't need to spend years and years getting some sort of certification. But what you do need to do is put your mind to it, and you also need to understand what it takes to land new clients and to keep them coming back and turn them into a recurring client. So if you want to learn all of these things, the information is out there for you to do so, and it's all available at your fingertips. All you need to do is dedicate yourself to it. And when you're starting out, even if you're super busy or you already have a full-time job, dedicate a couple nights a week and one day a weekend to your future. That's what I did, and it changed the rest of my life, and I'm so happy I did it at a young age, because I always knew if I didn't, I'd be looking back and just wondering, what if I went down that freelancing route? What if I was my own boss? What if I took control of my future, and instead of just going to a 9-to-5 and kind of just doing the same thing every day for week after week, year after year, I did what I wanted to do. I learned new skills that were in demand. So I hope this video was helpful, outlining the top 4 reasons that you should become a freelancer and how you can start landing freelance jobs. There's a lot of misconceptions about freelancing, and I am here to bust all of those myths and to show you that you can be your own boss, you can have more stability than a 9-to-5, and you can put yourself in a much better position. So don't listen to the naysayers. A lot of times they're never in a position that's greater than you. So if people are telling you you're never gonna make it, freelancing isn't for you, freelancing is not gonna make you more money, look at what they're doing in life. Are they actually running their own business? Are they making 6 figures a year? Or are they just miserable at a 9-to-5, so they wanna bring you down? Misery loves company. So don't let all of the fake information out there ruin your chances of even getting started and trying this career out, because I can tell you from experience, it was one of the best decisions that I've ever made. And until the next one, my name is Paul Mendez with Profitable Freelancer. If you liked the video, please hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to grow my following and to get more people to see this amazing content. In addition, if you can hit the like button, that will help me spread the video to more people so they can find the channel. And of course, as always, I look forward to your future success. Do you want to be free? Do you want to have the freedom to be able to work when you want, where you want, and have the freedom to be your own boss and to make money for yourself? Welcome to the Complete Guide to Freelancing Zero to Mastery. In this course, I will show you that freelancing is your ticket to this life, and I'm so excited to show you step by step how to become a successful and profitable freelancer. Studies show that freelancing is already one of the largest sectors of the economy and is continuing to see huge growth year over year. Whether you want to become a full-time freelancer or simply freelance as a side hustle to start, I'll show you that freelancing is an extremely sustainable and lucrative business. My name is Paul Mendez, and 5 years ago, I decided that I had enough of the 9-to-5 corporate grind and I wanted to live my life to the fullest on my own terms. I'm now one of the top-rated freelancers on Upwork, and I coach individuals on growing their own freelancing careers. I'm going to walk you through every step needed for you to become a profitable freelancer with explosive growth by showing you the tricks of the trade to beat out the competition and ensure you land the most exciting and highest paying freelancing jobs, all starting with setting you up and optimizing your profile on the world's largest online freelancing marketplace. And if you think you don't have the skills that companies would pay you for, I promise you, you are wrong. In this course, I'm even going to teach you how to quickly master the fastest growing skills that companies hire freelancers for all the time. This way, you can go from zero to mastery in freelancing and find your freedom. Welcome to the Complete Guide to Freelancing Zero to Mastery, and I look forward to seeing you inside.